Well, hello everyone. I hope everyone is doing perfectly fine, and I feel like I'm kind of quiet right now. But I did not really change anything, but heyo. I hope everyone's doing great. Um, 1 second. I right back. No. Ayo. I am sorry. This is just all still kind of new to me, so yeah. Jesus, I do not know what I'm doing. Uh Okay, let's just do it like this. And go here. Well, I think there we go. I'm not really sure. No, I don't think no. Well, let's just ignore that. Okay. Um Now for real, hello. I hope everyone's doing great, having a great day. And I just decided that I am just going to read a bit, because why not? So yeah, I am going to be reading Every Day by David Levithan again. I read it like a year ago or something, and I just really wanted to read it again. So, well, some of you guys really wanted me to read it again, because I uploaded the first few parts. Like I think day 5,994 till 5,000 day 5,996, and then I never continued. So I guess I'm starting to continue that now. Exactly. So I just get right started. Started right now. For now I'll have to read from my tablet because my Kindle is like basically dead. So exactly. So if my face is really bright, it's because of my tablet, because it's like right in front of my face, and if when I look down, it's because I'm reading. So just so that's, and I do not know why I am so quiet, because I did not change anything about that. Well, I hope it's okay, but I'd say let's just get started. Oh, also, I am hopefully going to upload what I read now and continue the series so that there eventually is the whole book on my channel. So, yay. Okay. Day 5,997. It's almost eerie how well the next day works out. I wake up early, 6 in the morning. I wake up as a girl with a car and a license, in a town only an hour away from Rhiannon's. I apologize to Amy Tran as I drive away from her house, a half hour after waking up. What I'm doing is, no doubt, a strange form of kidnapping. I strongly suspect that Amy Tran wouldn't mind. Getting dressed this morning, the options were black, black, or black. Not in a goth sense. None of the black came in the form of lace gloves, but more in the rock and roll sense. The mix in her car stereo puts Janis Joplin and Brian Eno side by side, and somehow it works. I can't rely on Amy's memory here. We're going somewhere she's never been, so I did some Google mapping right after my shower, typed in the address of Rhiannon's school, and watched it pop up in front of me. That's simple. I printed it out, then cleared the history. I've become very good at clearing histories. I know I shouldn't be doing this. I know I'm poking a wound, not healing it. I know there's no way to have a future with Rhiannon. All I'm doing is extending the past by a day. Normal people don't have to decide what's worth remembering. You're given a hierarchy, recurring characters, the help of repetition, and Anticipation, the firm hold of a long history, but I have to decide the importance of each and every memory. I only remember a handful of people, and in order to do that, I have to hold tight because the only repetition available, the only way I am going to see them again, is if I conjure them in my mind. I choose what to remember, and I am choosing Rhiannon. Again and again I am choosing her. I am conjuring her because to let go for an instant will allow her to disappear. The same song that we heard in Justin's car comes on. And if I only could, I'd make a deal with God. I feel the universe is telling me something, and it doesn't even matter if it's true or not. What matters is that I feel it and believe it. The enormity rises within me. The universe nods along to the songs. I try to hold on to as few mundane, everyday memories as possible. Facts and figures, sure. Books I've read or information I need to know. The rules of soccer, for instance. The plot of Romeo and Juliet. The phone number to dial if there's an emergency. I remember those. But what about the thousands of everyday memories and the thousands of everyday reminders that every person accumulates? The place you keep your house keys, your mother's birthday, the name of your first pet, the name of your current pet, your locker combination, the location of the silverware drawer, the channel number for MTV, your best friend's last name. These are the things I have no need for, and over time my mind has rewired itself so all this information falls away as soon as the next morning comes. Which is why it's remarkable, but not surprising, that I remember exactly where Rhiannon's soccer is. I have my cover story ready. If anyone asks, I'm checking out the school because my parents might be moving to town. I don't remember if there is assigned parking spaces, so just in case, I park far from the school. Then I simply walk in. I'm just another random girl in the halls. The freshmen will think I'm a senior, and the seniors will think I'm a freshman. I have Amy's school bag with me, black with enemy details, filled with books that won't really apply here. I look like I have a destination, and I do. If the universe wants this to happen, she will be there at her locker. I tell myself this, and there she is, right there in front of me. Sometimes memory tricks you. Sometimes beauty is best when it's distant. But even from here, 30 feet away, I know that the reality of her is going to match my memory. 20 feet away. Even in the crowded hallway, there is something in her that radiates out to me. 10. She's carrying herself through the day, and it's not an easy task. 5. I can stand right here, and she has no idea who I am. I can stand right here and watch her. I can see that the sadness has returned. And it's not a beautiful sadness. Beautiful sadness is a myth. Sadness turns our features to clay, not porcelain. She's dragging. Hey, I say, my voice thin, a stranger here. At first, she doesn't understand that I'm talking to her. Then it registers. Hey, she says back. Most people, I've noticed, are instinctively unkind to strangers. They expect every approach to be an attack, every question to be an interruption, but not Rhiannon. She doesn't have an idea who I am, but she's not going to hold that against me. She's not going to assume the worst. Don't worry, you don't know me, I quickly say. It's my first day here. I'm checking the school out, and I really like your skirt and your bag. So I thought, I'd say hello, because, to be honest, I'm completely alone right now. Again, some people would be scared by this, but not Rhiannon. She offers her hand, introduces herself as we shake, and asks me why there isn't someone showing me around. I don't know, I say. Well, why don't I take you to the office? I'm sure they can figure something out. I panic. No, I blurt out. Then I try to cover for myself and prolong my time with her. It's just, I'm not here officially. Actually, my parents don't even know I'm doing this. They just told me we're moving here, and I wanted to see it and decide whether I should be freaking out or not. Rhiannon nods. That makes sense. So you're cutting school in order to check school out? Exactly. What year are you? Junior. So am I. Let's see if we can pull this off. Do you want to come around with me today? I love that. I know she's just being nice. Irrationally, I also want there to be some kind of recognition. I want her to be able to see behind this body, to see me inside here, to know that it's the same person she spent an afternoon with on the beach. I follow her. Along the way, she introduces me to a few of her friends, and I am relieved to meet each one, relieved to know that she has more people in her life than Justin. The way she includes me, the way she takes this total stranger and makes her feel a part of this world, makes me care about her even more. It's one thing to be love worthy when you are interacting with your boyfriend. It's quite another when you act the same way with a girl you don't know. I no longer think she's just being nice, she's being kind, which is much more a sign of character than mere niceness. Kindness connects to who you are, while niceness connects to who you want to be seen. Justin makes his first appearance between second and third period. We pass him in the hall. He barely acknowledges Rhiannon and completely ignores me. He doesn't stop walking, just nods at her. She's hurt, I can tell, but she doesn't say anything about it to me. By the next time we get to math class, fourth period, the day has turned into an exquisite form of torture. I am right there next to her, but I can't do a thing. As the teacher reduces us to theorems, I must remain silent. I write her a note just as an excuse to touch her shoulder, to pass her some words, but they're inconsequential. They're the words of a guest. I want to know if I changed her. I want to know if that day changed her, if only for a day. I want her to see me, even though I know she can't. He joins us at lunch. As strange as it is to see Rhiannon again, and to have her measure so well against my memory, it is even stranger to be sitting across from the jerk whose body I inhabited just 3 days ago. Mirror images do not justice to this sensation. He is more attractive than I thought, but also uglier. His features are attractive, but what he does with them is not. He wears the superior scowl of someone who can barely hide his feelings of inferiority. His eyes are full of scattershot anger, his posture one of the defensive bravado. I must have rendered him unrecognizable. Rhiannon explains to him who I am and where I come from. He makes it clear that he couldn't care less. He tells her he left his wallet at home, so she goes and buys him food. When she gets back to the table with it, he says thanks, and I'm almost disappointed that he does, because I'm sure that a single thank you will go a long way in her mind. I want to know about 3 days ago, what he remembers. How far is it to the ocean? I ask Rhiannon. It's so funny you should ask that. You should say that, she tells me. We were just there the other day. It took about an hour or so. I'm looking at him, looking for some recognition, but he just keeps eating. Did you have a good time? I ask him. She answered, it was amazing. Still no response from him. I try again. Did you drive? He looks at me like I'm asking really stupid questions, which I suppose I am. Yes, I drove, is all he'll give me. We had such a great time, Rhiannon goes on, and it's making her happy. The memory is making her happy, which only makes me sadder. I should not have come here. I should not have tried this. I should just go, but I can't. I am with her. I try to pretend that this is what matters. I play along. I don't want to love her. I don't want to be in love. People take love's continuity for granted, just as they take their body's continuity for granted. They don't realize that the best thing about love, this just makes no sense right now. They don't realize that the best thing about love, there is a mistake there. It is, but okay. They don't realize that the best thing about love is its regular presence. Once you can establish that, it's an added foundation to your life. But if you cannot have that regular presence, you only have the one foundation to support you, always. She is sitting right next to me. I want to run my finger along her arm. I want to kiss her neck. I want to whisper the truth in her ear. But instead, I watch as she conjugates verbs. I listen as the air is filled with a foreign language spoken in haphazard bursts. I try to sketch her in my notebook, but I'm not an artist, and all that comes out are the wrong shapes, the wrong lines. I cannot hold on to anything that's her. Sorry, I need to drink something really quick. And I just realized I kind of look like dead. My face. Is this better? I don't know, now I feel like I'm really bright. This is very interesting. But hey, let's just continue. Um Oh, the final bell rings. She asks me where I've parked, and I know that this is it. This is the end. She's writing her email address on a piece of paper for me. This is goodbye. For all I know, Amy Tran's parents have called the police. For all I know, there's a manhunt going on an hour away. It is cruel of me, but I don't care. I want Rhiannon to ask me to go to a movie, to invite me over to her house, to suggest we drive to the beach, but then Justin appears impatient. I don't know what they're going to do, but sorry. I don't know what they're going to do, but I have a bad feeling. He wouldn't be so insistent if sex weren't involved. Walk me to my car? I ask. She looks at Justin for permission. I'll get my car, he says. We have a parking lot's length of time left with each other. I know I need something from her, but I'm not sure what. Tell me something nobody else knows about you, I say. She looks at me strangely. What? It's something I always ask people. Tell me something about that nobody else knows. It doesn't have to be major, just something. Now that she gets it, I can tell she likes the challenge of the question, and I like her even more for liking it. Okay, she says. When I was 10, I tried to pierce my own ear with a sewing needle. I got it halfway through and then I passed out. When nobody was home, so nobody found me, I just woke up with this needle halfway in my ear, drops of blood all over my shirt. I pulled the needle out, cleaned up, and never tried it again. It wasn't until I was 14 that I went to the mall with my mom and got my ears pierced for real. She had no idea. How about you? There are so many lives to choose from, although I don't remember most of them. I also don't remember whether Amy Tran has pierced ears or not, so it won't be an ear piercing memory. I stole Trudy Bloom's Forever from my sister when I was 8. I say, I figured if it was by the author of Super Fudge, it had to be good. Well, I soon realized why she kept it under her bed. I'm not sure I understood it all, but I thought it was unfair that the boy would name his Oregon and the girl wouldn't name hers, so I decided to give mine a name. Rhiannon is laughing. What was its name? Helena. I introduced everyone to her at dinner that night. It went over really well. We're at my car. Rhiannon doesn't know it's my car, but it's the father's car, so it's not like we can keep walking. It was great to meet you, she says. Hopefully I'll see you around next year. Yeah, I say. It was great to meet you too. I thank her about 5 different ways. Then Justin drives over and honks. Our time is up. Amy Tran's parents haven't called the police. They haven't even gotten home yet. I checked the house phone's voicemail, but the school hasn't called. It's the one lucky thing that's happened all day. Day 5 is out. Sorry, this is just annoying me, the lighting, and I think my ring light is about to break. But hey, day 5998. Something is wrong the minute I wake up the next morning. Something chemical. It's barely even morning. This body has slept until noon, because this body was up late, getting high, and now it wants to be high again, right away. I've been in the body of a pothead before. I've woken up still drunk from the night before, but this is worse, much worse. There will be no school for me today. There will be no parents waking me up. I am on my own in a dirty room, sprawled on a dirty mattress, with a blanket that looks like it was stolen from a child. I can hear other people yelling in other rooms of the house. There comes a time when the body takes over the life. There comes a time when the body's urges, the body's needs dictate the life. You have no idea you are giving the body the key, but you hand it over, and then it's in control. You mess with the writing and you mess with the wiring, and the wiring takes charge. I have only had glimpses of this before. Now I really feel it. I can feel my mind immediately combating the body, but it's not easy. I cannot sense pleasure. I have no clinch to the memory of it. I have no cling to the knowledge that I'm only here for one day and I have to make it through. I try to go back to sleep, but the body won't let me. The body is awake now, and it knows what it wants. I know what I have to do, even though I don't really know what's going on. Even though I have not been in this situation before, I have been in situations before where it's been me against the body. I have been ill, seriously ill, and the only thing to do is to power through the day. At first, I thought there was something I could do within a single day that could make everything better, but very soon I learned my own limitations. Bodies cannot be changed in a day, especially not when the real mind isn't in charge. I don't want to leave the room. If I leave the room, anything and anyone can happen. Desperately, I look around for something to help me through. There is a decrypt, decrypt, decrypt bookshelf, and on it is a selection of old paperbacks. These will save me, I decide. I open up an old thriller and focus on the first line. Darkness had descended on Meneses, Virginia. The body does not want to read. The body is alive with electric barbed wire. The body is telling me there is only one way to fix this. Only one way to end the pain. Only one way to feel better. The body will kill me if I don't listen to it. The body is screaming. The body demands its own form of logic. I read the next sentence. I lock the door. I read the third sentence. The body fights back. My hand shakes. My vision blurs. I'm not sure I have the strength to resist this. I have to convince myself that Rhiannon is on the other side. I have to convince myself that this isn't a pointless life, even though the body is telling me it is. The body has obliterated its memories in order to hone its argument. There isn't much for me to access. I must rely on my own memories, the ones that are separate from this. I must remain separate from this. I read the next sentence, then the next sentence. I don't even care about the story. I am moving from word to word, fighting the body from word to word. It's not working. The body makes me feel like it wants to defecate and vomit. First in the usual way. Then I feel I want to defecate through my mouth and vomit through the other end. Everything is being mangled. I want to claw at all the walls. I want to scream. I want to punch myself repeatedly. I have no image. My mind has some. I have to image my mind as something physical, something that can control the body. I have to picture my mind holding the body down. I read another sentence, then another. There's pounding on the door. I scream that I'm reading. They leave me alone. I don't have what they want in this room. They have what I want outside this room. I must not leave this room. I must not let the body out of this room. I imagine her walking the hallways. I imagine her sitting next to me. I imagine her eyes meeting mine. Then I imagine her getting in his car, and I stop. The body is infecting me. I am getting angry. Angry that I am here. Angry that this is my life. Angry that so many things are impossible. Angry at myself. Don't you want it to stop? The body asks. I must push myself as far away from the body as I can, even as I'm in it. I have to go to the bathroom. I really have to go to the bathroom. Finally, I pee in a soda bottle. It splashes all over, but it's better than leaving this room. If I leave the room, I will not be able to stop the body from getting what it wants. I am 90 pages into the book. I can't remember any of it, word by word. The fight is exhausting the body. I am winning. It is a mistake to think of the body as a vessel. It is as active as any mind, as any soul, and the more you give yourself to it, the harder your life will be. I have been in the body of starvers and purgers, gluttons and addicts. They all think their actions make their lives more desirable, but the body always defeats them in the end. I just need to make sure the defeat doesn't take place on my watch. I make it to sundown. 265 pages gone. I am shivering under the filthy blanket. I don't know if it's the temperature in the room or if it's me. Almost there, I tell myself. There's only one way out of this, the body tells me. At this point, I don't know if it means drugs or death. The body might not even care at this point. Finally, the body wants to sleep. I let it. I am still not happy. I like this way, way much more. That does not make sense, but YOLO. Day 5999. My mind is thoroughly wrung out, but I can tell Nathan Daldry has gotten a good night's sleep. Nathan is a good guy. Everything in his room is in order. Even though it's only Saturday morning, he's already done his homework for the weekend. He set his alarm for 8 o'clock, not wanting the day to go to waste. He was probably in bed by 10. I go on his computer and check my email, making sure to write myself some notes about the last few days so I can remember them. Then I log into Justin's email and find out there is a party tonight at Steve Mason's house. Steve's address is only a Google search away. When I map out the distance between Nathan's house and Steve's, I find it's only a 90-minute drive. It looks like Nathan might be going to a party tonight. First, I must convince his parents. His mother interrupts me when I'm back on my own email, rereading what I wrote about the day with Rhiannon. I very quickly shut the window and oblige when she tells me that today is not a computer day and that I am to come down for breakfast. Moment. Okay, well, yeah, my dad just said hello. I very quickly discover that Nathan's parents are a very nice couple who make it very clear that their niceness shouldn't be challenged or pressed. Can I borrow the car? I ask. The school musical is tonight and I would like to go see it. Have you done your homework? I nod. Your chores? I will. And you'll be back by midnight? I nod. I decide not to mention to them that if I'm not back by midnight, I'll be ripped from my current body. I don't think they'd find that reassuring. It's clear to me that they won't need the car tonight. They are the type of parents who don't believe in having a social life. They have television instead. I spend most of the day doing chores. After I'm done with them, I have had a family dinner. I'm good to go. The party's supposed to start at 7, so I know I have to wait until 9 to show up, so there will be enough people there to hide my presence. If I get there and it ends up being open to only a dozen kids, I'll have to turn back around. Sorry, I'm kind of getting tired. But that doesn't strike me as Justin's kind of party. Nathan's kind of party, I'm guessing, involves board games and Dr. Pepper. As I drive back to Rhiannon's town, I access some of his memories. I am a firm believer that every person, young or old, has at least one good story to tell. Nathan's, however, is pretty hard to find. The only tremor of emotion I can find in his life was when he was 9 and his dog April died. Ever since then, nothing seems to have disturbed him too much. Most of his memories involve homework. He has friends, but they don't do very much outside of school. When Little League was over, he gave up sports. He has never, from what I can tell, sipped anything stronger than a beer, and even that was during a Father's Day barbecue at his uncle's prodding. Normally, I would take these as parameters, but normally I would stay within the Nathan's safe zone. But not today, not with a chance of seeing Rhiannon again. I remember yesterday and how the trail. Sorry, I lost it. And how the trail that got me through the darkness seemed to be attached in some way to her. It's as if when you love someone, they become your reason, and maybe I've gotten it backward. Maybe it's just because I need a reason that I found myself falling in love with her, but I don't think that's it. I think I would have continued along, oblivious if I hadn't happened to meet her. Now I'm letting my life hijack these other lives for a day. I am not staying within their parameters. I do not know how you properly pronounce that word. Even if that's dangerous. I'm at Steve Mason's house by 8, but Justin's car is nowhere in sight. In fact, there aren't that many cars out in front. So I wait and watch. After a while, people start arriving. Even though I've just spent a day and a half at their school, I don't recognize any of them. They were all peripheral. Finally, just after 9:30, Justin's car pulls up. Rhiannon is with him, as I'd hoped she'd be. As they head in, he walks a little bit in front, her a little behind. I get out of my car and follow them inside. I'm worried there will be someone at the door, but the party's already spiraled into its own form of chaos. The early guests are well past the point of drunkenness, and everyone else is quickly catching up. I know I look out of place. Nathan's wardrobe is more suited to a debate tournament than a Saturday night house party, but nobody really cares. They're too caught up in each other or themselves to notice a random geek in their midst. The lights are dim, the music is loud, and Rhiannon is hard to find, but just the fact that I am in the same place as her has been nervously exhilarated. Justin is in the kitchen, talking with some guys. He looks at ease, in his element. He finishes one beer and immediately goes for another. I push past him, push through the living room, and find myself in the den. The instant I step in the room, I know she's here. Even though the music's blaring from a laptop connected to some speakers, she's over by the CD collection, thumbing through cases. Two girls are talking nearby, and I have a sense that at one point she was a part of their conversation, then decided to drop out. I walk over and see that one of the CDs she's looking at has a song we listened to in our car ride. I really like them, I say, gesturing to the CD. Do you? She stalls, as if this is a quiet room and I am a sudden noise. I notice you, I want to say. Even when no one else does, I do. I will. Yeah, she says. I like them too. I start to sing the song, the one from the card, and I say, I like that one particular. Do I know you? She asks. I'm Nathan, I say, which isn't a yes or a no. I'm Rhiannon, she says. That's a beautiful name. Thanks. I used to hate it, but I don't so much anymore. Why? It's just a pain to spell. She looks at me closely. Do you go to Octavian? No, I'm just here for the weekend, visiting my cousin. Who's your cousin? Steve. This is a dangerous lie, since I have no idea which of the guys is Steve, and I have no way of accessing the information. Oh, that explains it. She's starting to drift away from me, just as I imagine she drifted away from the girls talking next to us. I hate my cousin, I say. This gets her attention. I hate the way he treats girls. I hate the way he thinks he can buy all his friends by throwing parties like this. I hate the way that he only talks to you when he needs something. I hate the way he doesn't seem capable of love. I realize I'm now talking about Justin, not Steve. Then why are you here? Ryan asks. Because I want to see it fall apart. Because when this party gets busted, and if it stays the slot, it will be busted. I want to be a witness from a safe distance away, of course. And you're saying he's incapable of loving Stephanie? They have been going out for over a year. With a silent apology to Stephanie and Steve, I say, that doesn't mean anything, does it? I mean, being with someone for over a year can mean that you love them, but it can also mean you're trapped. At first, I think I've gone too far. I can feel Rhiannon taking in my words, but I don't know what she's doing with them. The sound of words, as they're said, is always different from the sound they make when they're heard, because the speaker hears some of the sound from the inside. Finally, she says, speaking from experience, it's laughable to think that Nathan, who, from what I can tell, hasn't gone on a date since 8th grade, would be speaking from experience. But she doesn't know him, which means I can be more like me. Not that I'm speaking from experience either, just the experience of observing. There are many things that can keep you in a relationship, I say. Fear of being alone, fear of disrupting the arrangement of your life, a decision to settle for something that's okay because you don't know if you can get any better. Or maybe there's the irrational belief that it will get better, even if you know he won't change. Yeah, I see. At first I don't understand what she sees. Clearly, I was talking about her. Then I get where the pronoun has led her. That cool? I ask, figuring it will make Nathan even less threatening if he's gay completely. How about you? I ask, seeing some... Oh, I can't talk anymore. Seeing anyone? Yeah, she says. Then deadpan for over a year. And why are you still together? Fear of being alone? A decision to settle? An irrational belief that he'll change? Yes, and yes. So... but he can also be incredibly sweet, and I know that deep down. I mean the world to him. Deep down? That sounds like selling to me. You shouldn't have to venture deep down in order to get to love. Let's switch the topic, okay? This isn't a good party topic. I like it more when you were singing to me. I'm about to make reference to another song we heard in our car ride, hoping that maybe I'll register in some way when Justin's voice comes from over my shoulder asking, "So who's this?" If he was relaxed when I saw him in the kitchen, now he's annoyed. "Don't worry, Justin," Rhiannon says. "He's gay." "Yeah, I can tell from the way he's dressed. What are you doing here?" "Nathan, this is Justin, my boyfriend." "Justin, this is Nathan." I say hi. He doesn't respond. "You seen Stephanie?" he asks Rhiannon. "Steve's looking for her. I think they're at it again." "Maybe she went to the basement." "Nah, they're dancing in the basement." Rhiannon likes this news, I can tell. Want to go down there and dance?" she asks Justin. "Hell no, I didn't come here to dance. I came here to drink." "Charming," Rhiannon says. "More, I think, for my benefit than his. Do you mind if I go dance with Nathan? You sure he's gay? I'll sing you show tunes if you want me to provide it," I volunteer. Tristan slaps him in the back. "No, don't do that, okay? Go dance." So that's how it comes to pass that Rhiannon is leading me to Steve Mason's basement. As we hit the stairs, we can feel the bass under our feet. It's a different soundtrack here, a tide of pulse and beat. Only a few red lights are on, so all we can see are the outlines of bodies as they melt together. "Hey, Steve," Rhiannon calls out. "I like your cousin." A guy who must be Steve looks at her and nods. Whether he can't hear what she said or whether he's trashed, I can't tell. Okay, I was about to say I'm gonna stop now, but it's like only 2 more pages. So, "Have you seen Stephanie?" he yells. "No," Rhiannon yells back. Then we're in with the dances. The sad truth is that I have about as much experience on the dance floor as Nathan does. I try to lose myself in the music, but that doesn't work. Instead, I need to lose myself in Rhiannon. I have to give myself over entirely to her. I must be her shadow, her complement, the other half of this conversation of bodies. As she moves, I move with her. I touch her back, her waist. She comes in closer. By losing myself to her, I gain her. The conversation is working. We have found our rhythm and we're writing it. I find myself singing along, singing to her, and she loves it. She transforms once again into someone carefree, and I transform into someone whose only care is her. "You're not bad," she shouts over music. "You're amazing," I shout back. I know that Justin is not coming down here. She's safe with Steve, Mason's gay cousin. And I'm safe knowing that nobody else will interfere with this moment. The songs collide into one long song, as if one singer is taking over when the previous one stops. All of them taking turns to give us this. The sound waves push us into each other, wrap around us like colors. We are paying attention to each other, and we are paying attention to the enormity. The room has no ceiling, the room has no walls. There is only the open field of our excitement, and we run across it in small movements, sometimes without our feet leaving the ground. We go for what feels like hours and also feels like no time at all. We go until the music stops, until someone turns on the lights and says the party is ending, that the neighbors have complained and the police are probably coming. Rhiannon looks disappointed as I feel. "I have to find Justin," she says. "Are you going to be okay?" "No," I want to tell her. "I won't be okay until you can come with me to wherever it is that I'm going next." I ask her for her email address, and when she raises an eyebrow, I tell her again not to worry, that I'm still gay. "That's too bad," she says. I want her to say more. But then she's given me her email address, and in response, I'm giving her a fake email address that I'll have to set up as soon as I get home. People are starting to run from the house. Sirens can be heard in the distance, probably waking up as many... Sirens can be heard in the distance, probably waking up as many people as the party has. Rhiannon leaves me to find Justin, promising me that she'll be the one to drive. I I don't see them as I run through my car. I know it's late, but I don't know how late it is until I turn on the car and look at the clock. 11:15. There is no way I'll get there in time. 70 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour, 85. I drive as fast as I can, but it's not fast enough. At 11:50, I pull over to the side of the road. If I close my eyes, I should be able to fall asleep before midnight. That is the blessing of what I have to go through. I am able to fall asleep in minutes. Poor Nathan Daldry. He's going to wake up on the side of an interstate an hour away from his home. I can only imagine how terrified he will be. I am a monster for doing this to him, but I have my reason. That was that was the reading for today because as you can see, I'm getting pretty damn tired. So yeah. I wish everyone a great evening, a great rest of the day, because I do not know what time it is for you. But yeah, we'll see you the next time, whenever that is, in an old-fashioned way. So bye.